Hello, my YTT friends. Today I am going to take us through a gratitude focused practice. So, that gratitude is towards ourselves as we are wrapping up our holiday season, wrapping up the year. So, really giving ourselves thanks for what we've been through this year, what we've accomplished, and get us prepared for the next year. Bring gratitude forward into the new year. So we'll do some heart openers, we'll do some throat chakra openers, to really be able to give and receive gratitude and to express gratitude as we move about the new year. So we'll start in a nice, comfortable seated position. I'm in a half lotus, but you can come into Virasana, you can be in a Sukhasana, so a nice easy seat. Grounding down, making sure that our sits bones are nice and rooted here. Our spines are nice and tall, our shoulders are down and back. And as we come into this nice easy seat, I want you to lower your eyes or close your eyes, placing your palms down on your knees. And take some nice deep breaths. So nice inhales through the nose and exhale out the mouth. A couple more just like that. Nice inhales. Then exhales. One more nice big inhale. And exhale. And before we get into our practice, maybe set an intention, either for your practice or for the new year. Mine is to express love to the people around me. I feel like I don't express that enough. So that's my intention, and maybe that could be yours as well, or you have something else that really resonates with you. And with that, take a nice big inhale, a nice big exhale, dropping our chins to our chest to get a nice stretch in the cervical spine. Breathing nice and deep. And begin to gently bring your chin from one shoulder, starting at the right, and then to the next. Stretching out the spine, bringing some movement into our neck and shoulders. And then maybe you take it back. So on an inhale, we go back. And exhale, bring it forward. Inhales take us back. And exhales bring us forward. Do a couple more at your own pace, following your own breath. Maybe reversing your circle. Coming back to a neutral spine, bringing your head and chin up. And then we're going to bring our hands up above, interlacing our fingers, pressing our palms away, and then taking a side stretch. So a nice spinal twist here, bringing your left hand to your right knee. Your right fingers will face the back of the mat. Inhale, nice and tall. Exhale to bring your twist a little deeper, looking past that right shoulder if you can. Inhale to lift and lengthen. Exhale to twist. Inhale once more. And exhale to come back to center, bringing your hands up and overhead, interlacing the fingers, pressing the palms away. And we'll take that twist to the left. So bring the right hand to the left knee. Your left fingertips will face the back, and you'll bring your gaze to follow. Inhaling to lift and lengthen through the side body, through the spine, and then exhaling to twist just a little further. Another nice big inhale. And on your exhale, come back to center, lifting the hands up, interlacing the fingers, pressing the palms away, and then bringing your right hand down, your left arm up and over, keeping that shoulder nice in the arm up, in that little pocket in the back. You don't want to bring it too far over. And then sink a little deeper into your side body stretch. Maybe looking up towards your left palm. Nice big inhales. Feeling that stretch in the side body. And on your next exhale, come back up. Interlace the fingers. Press the palms away, and we'll take that stretch to the other side. So keeping that shoulder back, looking up towards the right palm. Don't forget to breathe here, letting your breath bring you deeper into the stretch. Come back to center, shake it off a little bit. And from here, we're going to use a little forward momentum to bring us into a tabletop position for some cat-cows. This is a great way to warm up the spine. So on an inhale, drop the belly, lift the chin, lift the tailbone for cow pose. Exhale, round the spine into cat. Inhale, drop the belly back into our cow pose. Exhale to our cat. Do a couple more at your own pace. And if any other stretch or wiggle feels good for you here, feel free to do that. We're not, stuck in a particular way of doing cat-cow here. So if you want to veer off the railroad tracks a little, by all means, do what feels good for you. Couple more, just like that. Whichever way you're deciding to do your cat-cows today. And on your next inhale, come back to a neutral spine. From here, we're going to plant our left palm firmly into the ground. And on an inhale, bring our right arm up. Reach, reach, reach. Inhale and exhale to thread the needle, bringing that right shoulder down to the mat, our right ear down to the mat. Now you can leave your left hand where it is, or you can wrap it around for a bind, getting a nice stretch in the shoulders. Trying to open that heart up towards the left. Don't forget to breathe here. One nice big inhale. And on your exhale, plant the palm if it's not already planted and come back up to all fours. We'll do that on the other side. So bring your right hand firmly into the mat. Raise that left arm, reach, reach, reach. Look up towards your hand. And on your exhale, thread the needle. So you can do the bind here if that feels good for you, or you can leave your palm down for a little stability. Remembering to breathe here, keeping that shoulder, that left shoulder on the ground, that left ear. Opening your heart towards the right. Nice big inhale. And on your exhale, you can bring the palm back down and come back up to all fours. From here, bring the big toes together. Bring your hips back towards your heels for extended child's pose. Reaching forward, bringing your chest down and using your forehead for stability and for grounding onto your mat. Nice big inhale. Maybe here you tent your fingertips and get a nice stretch in the shoulders as well while you're here. Letting any tension go. Letting any negative thoughts or feelings go. Letting anything go that just doesn't serve you today. And inhaling gratitude for taking this time out today for you. One nice big inhale. And on an exhale, we'll come back up to a tabletop position. Adjust our leggings. And then we'll tuck our toes, lift the hips up and back for downward facing dog. Bringing our shoulders in line with our biceps in line with our ears. Maybe pedaling it out here, taking that dog for a walk. Getting a nice stretch in the back of the calves, getting that nice stretch in the shoulders, and having our spine in that perfect alignment here. Aligning all of our chakras, moving that energy up and down through our spine, preparing us for a little flow. From here, I invite you to bring your big toes to touch. And on an inhale, extend the right leg up and back. Maybe bending it off for a split dog for a moment, keeping our shoulders in line and our hips stacked before we bring our foot forward. Bending the front knee over the front ankle and pivoting that back foot so it's parallel with the back of our mat. We're going to move into a warrior two. So come up gently, bringing your arms out in either direction, dropping the shoulders, keeping our head over our heart and our heart over our hips, and looking over the front two fingertips. Nice and strong. Awakening that warrior within us that carries us through our year, giving ourselves that strength, being thankful for that strength that carries us throughout every single day. Now reach forward, flip the front palm up, and then come up and back for a reverse warrior, either leaving that back hand lightly on your thigh or wrapping it around for a bind. Opening our hearts, looking up towards that palm that's above us. Inhale and exhale. Getting that nice stretch in the side body too. And then we'll come back into our warrior two for a moment before straightening that front leg and reaching down for a Trikonasana. You can have your hand on your shin, on your ankle, or on the mat. And either look down for stability or look up towards your palm if you want a little bit of a challenge. So that left arm. Inhale and exhale. Keeping the hips lifted, the glutes down. And then we'll come back up for warrior two before bringing ourselves forward and coming to a low runner's lunge, stepping that right foot back for a high plank, and then you can move through a vinyasa. So you can come down chaturanga to up dog or all the way down for a cobra. Lifting the chest, maybe a little back bend here. And exhale, back to our downward facing dog. Pedal it out for a moment in your dog. Taking a moment just to rest here before we move to the other side. When you're ready, bring your big toes to touch. Extend that left leg up and back. Maybe moving into a split dog here, just for a moment. Before we bring that foot forward in between the palms, pivot that right foot so it's parallel with the back of the mat, and come up for our warrior two on this side. Check your alignment in your arms, in your hips. Remember, we want that head over our heart, heart over our hips here. And just breathe for a moment in your warrior two. Grounding ourselves in the present while also acknowledging our past and what's yet to come. So we're going to reach forward, flip that front palm and bring it up and back for a reverse warrior. You can look up towards that left palm here. Remembering to breathe. Before we come back gently into our warrior two for a moment, extending that front leg to straight and reaching down for a trikonasana. So you can be here, have your palm all the way on the ground. You could even have a block under your hand to bring the ground up towards you if that's helpful. And then look down for stability or look up for a little bit of a challenge. A little bit of a balance challenge here. Nice big inhales and exhales. Always remembering to breathe and move that energy through your body. Before we bend back into that front knee over our front ankle for warrior two once more. And then we'll windmill our hands to the front for a low runner's lunge and step back for a plank and move through a vinyasa. If a vinyasa is not what you want to do today, by all means come down into a child's pose like we did earlier. Or you can follow me for a chaturanga into an upward facing dog. Bring the chest forward, keeping your elbows in line with your ribs. Maybe do a little back bend here. And exhale into our downward facing dog. We'll just hold our dog in stillness for a moment, enjoying that perfect alignment of the spine. And then we'll bring our knees down to the mat, our big toes together, and come back down into an extended child's pose. You can actually keep your knees together if you're feeling that today, or you can do the wide leg child's pose, whichever feels good in your hips and your body today. Bringing our chest towards the mat and our forehead down. Maybe massaging our forehead here, massaging that third eye, just to catch our breath. Couple more breaths here in our child's pose. From here, we're going to come up briefly to a tabletop position, and then we're going to move into a camel pose. So we'll start in a kneeling position. Our foundation here will be our knees. If this is a lot on your knees, you can double up your mat, maybe put a blanket underneath. And you want your feet flat, so the tops of your feet flat on your mat here. So for our first camel pose, our nice heart opener, we'll have our hands on our hips, our thumbs towards our sacrum. And when you're ready, we'll lean back, dropping our head back and coming back into a modified camel here, just for a few breaths. Coming back up slowly. We'll do that one more time, and this time you can do the modified camel like we just did, or if you want to reach for your heels and do a full expression of camel, you can do that as well. You can join me in that little challenge. So we'll start by keeping our hands on our hips, gently going back, letting our head follow, and then maybe reaching for those ankles if you have that in your practice. Try to keep your knees together. Don't let them splay out as they're wont to do. And enjoy this heart opener. One more nice big breath in your camel pose, whichever version. And then gently come back up. And then we'll quickly do a little child's pose here. Knees together. Bringing our hands behind us and bringing our forehead to the mat, just to counteract that back bend. From here, we'll come back up, cross our ankles, come to a seated position. Bring our feet out in front of us, sitting up nice and tall for our staff pose, getting our alignment here before we do a nice forward fold, Paschimottanasana. Making sure our sits bones are nice and rooted here in our mat, sitting up nice and tall. And on an inhale, we'll lift our arms up over our head, and leading with the chest, we'll forward fold, letting the hands land wherever they wish, keeping them there. Today I am at my ankles, which is all good. And if you need to bend your knees, by all means, bend your knees, put blocks underneath your knees, put a mat, fold it over, or blanket, whatever you need to do. Feel comfortable in this pose. Just try to keep your spine straight and lead with your chest here, and you'll be pretty comfortable and get the benefits of the pose. Take a nice inhale, maybe readjusting, and exhale to go deeper into your forward fold here. Taking a few breaths at your own pace. Enjoy this stretch. Maybe think about your intention you set earlier here. And the time that you've carved out for yourself. You should be thankful for yourself for doing that today. It's a good thing for you and for the people around you who will benefit from the good energy you're cultivating right now. Slowly come back up. And from here, we'll bring our feet to the mat, scoot our bums close to our heels, and then come back down all the way to our mat. We'll bring our feet close to our fingertips so you can feel them brushing the back of your heels. Keep your back flush with the mat. You may have to tilt your pelvis forward a little bit to do so. And we're going to move into a nice bridge pose here. So on an inhale, lift the hips up so you create like nice little slides from your knees to your hips, keeping your chin towards your chest and then towards the sky. Keep your knees together. Imagine you have a block in between your knees that you want to hold there, or maybe you have a block nearby that you can actually use for that purpose. And if you want to challenge yourself a little bit, maybe bring your hands together and your shoulders together underneath for a nice bind in your bridge pose. Take a couple more breaths here. Getting that nice stretch across our collarbone, opening our heart before lowering one vertebra at a time here. From here, we're going to move into our final little heart opener of our practice, a fish pose. You may want to use a block here behind your head if that's comfortable for you. You may keep your knees up like we have them now, or you may straighten them. Whichever way you want to do it in a way that you feel comfortable. This is your practice, so do what works for you. What I'm going to do here is lift my hips just a little bit to slide my hands, palms down underneath my sits bones, going to straighten out my legs. And then from here, I'm going to start to bring my my elbows and closer to my rib cage, and start to lift up here, bringing my head down to the mat for my fish pose. You may want to block underneath your head if this is not comfortable for you. Not everybody enjoys fish pose, so make the best of it for yourself. You can straighten your legs here, and we'll just be here for a couple moments just to open our hearts for a final time here, giving ourselves yourselves gratitude. Nice big inhales and exhales. Before slowly, gently resting our backs down, removing our hands from underneath our sits bones, and bringing our knees up towards our chest. Give yourself a nice big hug. You worked hard and you deserve a hug. We'll keep our right knee in towards our chest. We'll extend our left leg straight, squeezing that knee up close towards our chest for a moment before bringing that knee over to the left, and we'll extend our right arm and look towards the right for a spinal twist. Rinsing out any last bits of tension or negative energy that may be brewing in our bodies. Letting it go into the mat to become new energy for someone else. Coming back to center, bringing both knees into the chest one more time. And then we'll extend our right leg straight, squeezing that left knee close to our chest. Before bringing it over to the right, extending that left arm and looking towards the left for a spinal twist on this side. Remembering to breathe. Letting anything go that needs to be let go. Come back to center. Give yourself one last big hug. Maybe this time you curl yourself into a little ball, lifting your chin and your nose towards your knees. Before exhaling into your Shavasana. Feet on either corner of your mat, your palms down by your side, your arms down by your side, palm facing up. A nice deep breath, nice big inhale. Exhale to let everything go. One more big inhale. And exhale to let your weight be supported by your mat completely. Just melt into your mat and relax. Taking nice big inhales and exhales. From here, I'll give you a few affirmations to ruminate on in your Shavasana related to the heart. You can repeat them to yourself quietly or out loud if you wish. I am love and light. I love myself unconditionally. I am grateful for everything that I have in my life. I am grateful for the people I have in my life. I give and receive compassion, empathy, and forgiveness. I am love and light. Take a nice deep inhale and exhale. Begin wiggling your fingers and toes, deciding on a side that ruminates with you to turn onto, using your arm as a pillow. Taking a moment to give thanks to yourself for completing this practice today. Maybe thinking about your intention you set in the beginning or one of the affirmations we just said to ourselves. And then moving into a seated position, gently keeping our eyes closed. On an inhale, we'll sweep our arms up and overhead. Our hands will meet in a prayer position. And then we'll exhale with our hands to heart center. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am so filled with gratitude for this journey that we've been on together, this yoga teacher training. And I'm so looking forward to 2023 and what the year will bring. So thank you, and namaste.